Good morning, everybody. Great to see you all. Welcome to Labor Day. So don't think of this as work. This is just pure pleasure and joy. No work today on Labor Day. Certainly no work for me. Awesome. So this morning, every single exercise we do this morning is different from what we did last week. I promised that, and that's what we've got. So Dana has put together a beautiful looking packet for you guys to check out. So you should receive that in your emails, but never fear. If you can't find it, or if you didn't receive it, don't worry. We'll talk through all of these. But I need to move today. So if I'm just talking about nothing important, put it in the chat. Say, Andrew, get on with it, because you've got a lot of stuff to do. So I need your help on that. Otherwise, we're going to be here until like 4 in the morning tomorrow. There's so much stuff. So great to see you all. Please put in the chat where you're coming from, what instrument you play. I'm guessing there are a few horn players. Just stab in the dark. That one. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. And just remember, if you've got your camera turned off and you just don't want to be seen, we have a filter on our side that makes you look like a supermodel. So don't worry, you look amazing, and we love to see your face. Otherwise, I'll start turning my camera off. That'll probably impress a few people too. Anyway, so this morning, the theme of this morning is low, slow, and high and fast. And that refers to a few things. So one is basically the exercises that I do, at least initially in the warm-up. The low ones are pretty slow, and we're trying to build strength and stability in the low register. And then the upper register is where we have more movement, more activity. I don't want to be, for my warm-up, I don't want to be too static in the upper register. I want to keep that movement be flexible. Whoa. And in the low register, I want to build this strength. But it also refers to the speed of the air. So as we go lower in the register, we're using slower air or more volume of air. And as we go into the upper register, we're thinking of speeding up the air, spinning the air faster. That's going to create a faster buzz and make our upper register more stable, more open. Because what we don't want to have is this pinched feeling when we head into the upper register. So we're trying to keep that nice and open. So to start with, we're just going to do the first buzzing exercise. And you can start on whatever pitch you like. We'll probably try and start on a G. Around there. And the idea is to open up your airstream as you go down and make it as much like a glissando as you possibly can. So... Fantastic. So the idea of this one is not to focus on the buzz. Even though it's buzzing, for me, I'm focusing on the air movement. I want to move the air as openly and as freely as possible, increasing the flow as I head down and just feeling as though that's opening up, and really good stability in my chin and good stability in my setup. I don't want to just go floppy as I go into the low register. It's easy for us as brass players, as we go into the low register, just to sort of go all loose, and we're going to get the notes out, but it makes it really difficult to get good quality of sound and to be able to move through the other range. So there's a few buzzing exercises we put in the packet for you. We'll take number 2 and just quickly go through that. Great. If you find that you're running out of air, that's a really good sign, particularly as we go into the low register. Don't worry, just breathe and keep going. But using the air is really good. You become more efficient as we go. We'll do one more of those. Awesome. And so the last one of the buzzing that we'll do this morning is number 4. So as we head down, we're thinking of opening the airstream, increasing the flow, and we've got this nice relaxed slow air. And then as we come out of this register and move up, we need to think of moving the air faster. So it's one big glissando, like you're riding a roller coaster, but we're thinking opening up the air as we go down, increasing the speed as we go higher. That's what's going to help us move through the range as we go up. So I'll start on G. Terrific. How's that feel? Thumbs up if it feels good. Any questions, put them in the chat, let me know. Hopefully that was all pretty easy. So we're really focusing on, and we talked about this yesterday, wanting to establish and build a mechanism last week, whichever. Depends on when you're watching this, I suppose. So simple, natural, and repeatable. And that's for me starting with the airstream, making sure that the airstream is moving nice and freely, and I'm as stable as I can be in my setup. So next exercise we're going to work on is the poo exercise. This one we start with no articulation. We start with our lips together inside the mouthpiece. If you're a brass player, if you're a wind player, you can sort that out however you like. But we take a breath, and we're going to start with soft and really short note. And we're going to play each iteration of this slightly louder, slightly longer. We're going to play 8 variants of that. And then the 9th version, we just add the tongue. So again, we're focusing and teaching our body that we don't need the tongue to start the note. It's just starting with the airstream. So we can start this one actually with the mouthpiece and with no buzzing. So we get that feeling of starting with your lips together, and you're basically just blowing those lips apart, and that's what's going to start the buzz. So we'll start on a concert B flat. simple, and don't care if you make a mistake. It's okay. And if the note doesn't come out, it's also okay. It will. If you focus on moving the air and keeping everything nice and forward, it'll eventually lock into place. Down a half step. Awesome. This exercise is also a good one for training us to get the mechanism of feeling when the note starts. So we want to make sure that we feel some rhythm at the beginning of this, so that your breathing is aligning with when you're starting a note. So it's breathe and release the airstream, so that we're starting with good release of the air and good precision as we start. Down another half step. I can't count. If that was too many, one too many, yeah. It's pretty good for me, actually. If I get within like 2 or 3, I'm pretty happy. I'll try and count this one. We'll go down another half step. Okay, terrific. So that's a poo exercise. For me, this really helps. If I've been doing a lot of heavy playing, it really helps to bring focus into my setup and to bring the focus back to the airstream. It's easy when we're feeling a little bit tired, a little bit tight, to focus on our chops. And I want to make sure that I'm setting up my airstream and my release of the air, and my chops will learn to deal with that. Any questions, please put them in the chat. Any comments would be great. I don't know if we have a theme of the day, but I don't know if do we have a question of the day? Oh, there it is. What is your favorite high range excerpt and your favorite low range excerpt? Good question. For me, my favorite high range excerpt is something that doesn't leave the stave. That is something that makes me feel pretty happy. And the low range excerpt is also something that doesn't leave the stave. However, we don't get to choose our programs, right? When you play in the orchestra, you just whatever they present, right? So we've got to make sure that we're extending our range as much as we can. So the next one is descending chromatics. So descending chromatics, really nice, simple exercise, and this is starting to help us think about moving through the range. And how I want you to think about this one is, as you go down, you're just thinking of a big glissando. As you head down in the range, we're going to go down an augmented fourth. And then as you're ascending, thinking of slightly increasing the airstream. But really feel how that air is traveling rather than feel about what you're doing in your face. So the iterations of this, we start with this one, we're going to play it twice, soft and legato, just to really feel how that air is moving nice and relaxed. And then the next version is going to be with flutter tongue. And we're going to do that once because we get through a lot of air. If you can't flutter tongue, don't worry, it's no problem. If you're a horn player, you can play it stopped. If you're not a horn player and you can't flutter tongue, just play it a little louder. The next iteration is huffing. We did huffing last week. Huffing is just keeping your diaphragm flexible. What we're going to do is engage with the airstream for the legato slur, and then on top of that, we're just articulating each note but from your stomach. And then the last version of this is we add all these things together and just add the articulation. So we'll just do call and response, see how we go. Hey guys, I need to find out what your favorite high range excerpt is and your favorite low range excerpt, or just any excerpt. But I know there's some Beethoven 7 fans out there, so you can put that in. No? Talon's like, no, I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, I'm not really sure about Beethoven 7 either. It's hard. Right? Down a half step. Okay, terrific. This is awesome. I really like the Beethoven Sextet, and that second horn part is really cool. If I could play it, it would be even cooler, but I can't. So I just stick to playing the first horn part and try and play that. My favorite high and low excerpt is both together, Heldenleben. Right? I can play both of those if I'm lucky on a good day. All right, so that one you can take down an octave, the descending chromatics, and play it as an octave. Same pattern, and really help to extend the range. As a continuation of that, the next one we're going to look at is the flutter slur tongue, and this is a similar one to what we did last week with the bending notes over the harmonics. So it's number 7 on the next sheet that you have. And we're going to start on a concert B flat. So simple one. B flat horn. Good morning to Jenna Bain, who's just sent me a private message saying it's too early for this. Jenna is also on the West Coast, so yeah, apologies for that. Which reminds me of two things. Firstly, next week I will be coming to you from San Diego, Doug Hall. I'll see you there pretty soon. And we're going to have next week a warm-up session in a hotel room. So how to warm up when you have to be quiet, or how to warm up in the studio, which is basically the same thing, right? If you're warming up for a recording session, you need to be quiet, right? And I'm not talking about quiet as in play quiet exercises, but being quiet as in playing with a practice mute. So next week, bring your practice mutes, and you don't have to, but if you've got a practice mute, we're going to do a whole bunch of exercises that are relevant for the practice mute, and we're going to talk about warming up with a practice mute and warming up in that environment. If you're on the road in a hotel room, or if you're in a studio, or you've got screaming children that you need to avoid, which of course I would never have. And also, third thing. So I said there were two things, but there are three things. So Jenna Bain is going to be playing down in San Diego with the Mainly Mozart Festival with me, and we are performing the Concertstück on the 17th of September. So if you're in San Diego or you're in the area and you feel like a road trip, come down and see us play the Concertstück. Also on that program is Mozart Paris Symphony, I think. So that is in Del Mar. And we'll talk a little bit about recommendations for practice mutes next week. So that you have to come back. Okay. Awesome. So good morning, Jenna. Nice to see you. So the next exercise that I want to do is a continuation of Alemán flexibility. So it's number 8 on the page that we were just on. And we're going to start this one on a concert B flat, on an F on the B flat horn. Go for it. So just as a reminder, as we're going, particularly for this octave, really engage your stomach and be flexible with your stomach so that you can move that air faster as you move through the octave. So we're thinking of keeping as quiet and as still in our setup as we can, but making the air do the work. Yeah, the octave is tricky. And so what I'm thinking of is a little kick with my stomach. Sort of the kick would emanate sort of halfway between my belly button and the bottom of my ribs. I'm thinking of a little kick there as I make that octave. This is really helpful for large intervals. It gets the air to move quicker and it takes the work out of your face. So the next one we're going to do is a little more flexibility through this. Again, you want to move through this range or through these exercises as if you're traveling on a roller coaster. We don't want to move in steps as if we're grabbing the notes. We're sort of sliding through. So we'll start with this one on F, concert F. Or you can start on whichever pitch you like. Carol Paul, nice to see you. Good morning. Yeah, on the trombone you can start on a B flat and play on the B flat trombone. It's no problem. Or the C trombone, or the E flat trombone, whichever trombone you prefer to use. Cool. Good stuff. So the next exercise that we're going to do is the Mark Inouye exercise. Mark Inouye is the principal trumpet of the San Francisco Symphony. Fantastic trumpet player. Amazing. And very, very interesting guy. If you get to see him, any of his stuff on YouTube, it's a lot of fun. He's a huge baseball fan and fitness fan, does a lot of running. He's, yeah, very cool guy. So he has a fantastic exercise for building strength in the low register. And this one is not going to sound great, but what will happen is your low register will sound great after you've done this exercise. So what we're going to do, and it's number 9 on the sheet, we're going to play any note you wish actually in the middle low register. We're going to start on an F, and we're going to play that note, and then we're going to play the fingering or the slide position for the note immediately a semitone above that, but we're going to play the pitch that we just played, so that we're effectively bending down half a tone. What this does is really creates good stability in your setup, and it's going to open up this low register. So I'll demonstrate it. It won't sound great to begin with, but you'll notice a difference really straight away. So we start on concert F. Give it a go. And we're going to go down by half steps. For the horn players, do not adjust your hand. Just leave your hand in the same position. You're adjusting your face. Really good stability. Your chin muscles, you want to feel your chin muscles coming into the middle and have good stability, and just bending that note and trying to hit that note as much in the middle as you can. We'll keep going. that feel? Good. Is it help? Oh, Doug doesn't like it. Doug's like, nah, terrible. Can't feel my face anymore. Lost all feeling in my fingers. It's all. So I find if we've got Shostakovich 5 coming up in the orchestra, this is a really, really good exercise to do. It creates a lot more strength in this register. So if I'm practicing that, or if I'm preparing for an audition, I would practice this exercise in that register. And really leading to this is really going to create good stability and good strength. It works like a treat. If you play this exercise like every practice session for a minute, within a week, guaranteed your low register is going to be $1 million, or at least 150. Depends. But no, it will make massive improvement really, really quickly, for sure. Okay. So what also helps in this register is good flexibility in your airstream. We did a little bit of huffing last week. This is an extension of that exercise. So this is number 10. And we're going to start on concert F. All coming from your stomach in flexibility. Good luck. And we'll go up a half tone. Great. If you find that your abs hurt after this, anyone feel as though they've done a sit-up after this exercise? Yeah, that's really good. That's the feeling that we want. Is that the activity is coming from here and we're not working in our face. But that exercise, you don't need to do too much of that one, but it's really good for just checking that this is staying flexible. We don't want to be too stuck. If we're stuck in our stomach, then we generally put tension in our chest. And that's going to go into your face and we're going to end up with a tighter sound. So this helps to keep everything nice and open. Okay, so for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome to my warm-up sessions presented by Invested Musician. And it's great this morning to see so many alum from our Invested Musician programs. We had Summer 2020 course. Those of you who were in Summer in 2020, I see Madeline there and a few other people floating around. It's great. And then Fall and Spring in 2020, 2021, and we've just completed our Summer 21 program. We will be launching the Fall course on the 15th of September. And we're really, really excited about this. We've been working night and day to put this together. Over 60 or about 60 lessons, online recorded lessons that you will have access to forever. As well as more than 100 special feature extra items in the library. So there are lessons, there are discussions, there are information about breathing, information about mental training, information about Alexander technique are in the library, as well as a whole bunch of interactive stuff that's going to be included in that program. So we're really, really excited about it. Check out investedmusician.com. And most of you guys are involved in the IM community. If you're not, please join us in the Facebook group and check out more of the warm-up classes and more of the stuff that we do on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. So we're really excited to present that to you guys, and we've got a very special deal for our alum, as well as a lot of really interesting stuff for people who haven't worked with us before. But the warm-up classes will continue, so that's going to be fun. And please come next week. We only got 2 more after this week, so we got next week. We're going to focus on practicing for the studios, warming up for the studios, warming up with the practice mute, and then the grand finale the week after. So let's keep moving. We're going to flexibility. This is an exercise, and Austin, I don't know if you're still there, but this exercise, I think...
I'm here.
Austin, what is this exercise? Flexibility one, is this snakes and ladders or spiders and some sort of...
I don't know. I can never keep straight which one is snakes and which one is spiders.
Okay, so this is a snake eating a spider. This is this exercise. We're going to rename it. So semitone down, semitone up. And we gradually expand by semitone. Oh, sorry. Awesome. And you can extend that as far as you like. Normally we would go an octave either side, but you can go even further than that if you like. We're going to move on because I know that everyone is so excited to hear me play F sharp major scale, or maybe not. I'm interested, if that's any consolation. Anything could happen. So the next one is a scale pattern. We did some scale pattern work last week with the repeated note scales and the slow scales. This week we're going to do the scale pattern. This is a pattern that I learned when I was studying with Will Sanders in Germany. So take it at your own speed, but we play the scale to the 9th, and then we play the arpeggio to the 10th with this exercise. And I remember when we were doing this with Will, he made us play it up to 140 quarter note at 16ths. I don't do that anymore. I try, but it doesn't happen for me. So it's a good challenge if you are going to increase your speed and practice, trying to get things faster. Don't go to the extreme straight away. Start from where you're feeling comfortable and just one notch a day, 1 beat per minute per day, and extend it that way, so that you're expanding things in a sustainable way. You're still in control, and then over no time, if you think about it, you over a week, that's 7 beats per minute that you've increased it. So over 3 weeks, you're over 20 beats per minute faster, just by one little increment per day. Okay. So just as a reminder, when you are ascending, thinking of moving the air faster. When you're ascending, opening up the air and keeping really good stability. What we tend to do on the way down is just go floppy and let go of our setup. All right, if you're anything like me, that's what I would do. So I have to be really conscious on the way down, increase the airflow, good stability, and on the way up, really think of speeding up the airstream. Okay, who wants to go up? Who wants to go down? Thumbs up for up, thumbs down for down in the direction that we're going to travel. Up. Okay, the ups have it. All right. Okay, fair enough. Jenna down, of course. The second horn player of the Seattle Symphony. Yeah, that's a pretty... I would have expected that result. Okay, just for Jenna, we'll go down as well as up. Okay, so we'll do concert E, so B for the horn. And up again, G major or D major on the horn. Concert E flat. A flat, right? A flat. Now what are we up to? Is that right? I don't know. Oh, I skipped D. Oh, sorry. Let me do it again. Okay, and now we're just going to jump to the one we've all been waiting for. Okay, I've completed the contractual agreement now, so we can move on. Great, so obviously those scales, you can expand them as far as you like, and I would encourage you to try and increase the speed. Try and increase the speed is really going to help with coordination, but focusing on the air getting you through the range is what's going to be really helpful. Okay. So, Hector number 2, this is again another one to help us get through the range. As we're heading down, we're thinking opening or a little slower airstream as we're going down, and as we're going higher, really thinking of speeding up that airstream as you get through the upper range. So. Awesome. Did anyone hear that crash that just happened above me? Yeah, don't worry, it's only one of the kids' heads. It should be fine. And there's no screaming, so it can't have been too bad. All right, terrific. So low register stuff, and this is from a high horn player's perspective. I have to do a lot of practice in the low register to make it sound semi-decent. Someone like Jenna Breen doesn't have this problem because she plays in low register all the time and she's got a great low register. But it's really important for us when we're practicing to keep in mind the things that we don't do particularly well and really spend time to work on them, because the better they are, it will help everything else improve. So, for example, at the moment, I'm practicing the concert stuk, a lot of screechy high stuff. And yeah, thank you, Rupal. Yeah, so lots of screechy high stuff. I need to counterbalance that by a lot of low register practice. So a lot of simple exercises in that register to create stability. Once I've got that stability and strength, then I can start moving on to flexibility and start moving around there and becoming more agile. So speaking of upper register, in the upper register we talked about it being fast and us moving. I don't want to do too many static exercises in the upper register. Why? Because I get tired and it gets stiff, and then I start not using great technique. I start using a lot of pressure and squeezing and tension. So I want to keep things flexible and light. So that's where the scale patterns, the flexibility exercises, and this exercise that we just did, you can extend. You can extend that up into the upper register to to facilitate this expansion of the range and to work that register. So a little exercise that I like doing to give me this good clarity and flexibility in the upper register is what we call Mozart pings, and it's number 17 on the list. Really simple exercise. You can do this on the F horn, on the B flat horn, however you like, but I start on the F horn. And then we can head a little further up. just to give you an idea of what the airstream would sound like or what it feels like. I have a lot of flexibility here. So it's really kicking from my stomach, lots of flexibility and good air speed as I get through these notes, particularly as I go higher. We'll go up by another semitone. Excellent. And Jenna, you can take them up another octave if you like. That's normally what Jenna does with her routine, just to counterbalance all of the low playing that she does. For me, I want to try and play them as high as I can, but still in an efficient, simple, natural way. Yeah. Okay, so arpeggios, before we get to our favorite one. And I'm looking for volunteers today, right? For the elephant. So if you feel confident, put it in the chat. If you want to be the person to lead the elephant in your own individual way, put it in the chat. Otherwise, oh, Marty. Marty. We could get Marty to do it. All right, we're going to. You think about it, Marty. We're going to do the arpeggios, and then we'll come back to you. So the arpeggio. This is a really simple one, and you can do this starting slurred and then huffed, and then add accents. There's a whole variety of articulations you can add with this. I would encourage, and maybe we'll alternate. So we'll start today with just slurring, and then the next variation we'll do with articulation. So I'm going to start on a concert B flat. I articulated that, sorry. We should be doing it slow. All right, just to get this, to rip the band-aid off, we'll go up a semitone. A little wonky. Let's do one slurred, focusing on, again, moving the air faster as you go higher, opening up as you go lower. Awesome. Tom, that's a very good question. Actually, in the IM course, we teach a lot about negotiation. And actually, I mean, in all seriousness, we do teach negotiation. We also teach about how to build relationships with people, how to build communication, how to apply for different positions, how to price your teaching offers. For those of you who are teaching, how to increase your prices, how to communicate with your clients, whether they be parents or other people who are learning from you. A lot of stuff in the program that Rupal teaches on the business side, as well as obviously the musical side, where we're talking about things like audition training, mental preparation, practice planning, which is really important, goal setting, how to get the most out of your time, how to become efficient with what we do. So, any volunteers for the elephant? Oh, come on. We're all friends here, so it's a lovely group. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to pick on Austin. Austin, are you still...
I can do it, but I'm going to do it without my camera.
Okay, that's up to you. We'd love to see your face.
Well, you'll be looking at my ceiling if I turn it on. I don't have a place to put my phone to where it shows my face.
Okay, so this is Austin Larson. Austin is the third horn in the Baltimore Symphony, superstar and alum of the Invested Musician Summer 2020 program. Take it away, Austin.
All right, here we go.
Awesome. doing that, I looked at David's suggestion in the chat, and that's a great idea. Let's do that, David. If everyone can unmute themselves, I might even have the power to do that and force. No. Oh, there we go. So unmute yourselves, and on the count of 3, good luck. 1.
A note.
What we just... All right, I had to cut you off. Sorry about that. It was just we have issues with earthquakes here in California, and that was getting dangerously close to creating a seismic event. Terrific. Well, thank you, everybody. Great to see you all, and have a great week. See you soon. Thanks, everyone.